Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our Madden 21 Houston's Texans franchise. We have been coming off two great wins, hard fought win last time out against New England at home in Houston, and now we have a big prime time Thursday afternoon Turkey Day game against the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. And this is going to be, it's set up for us, it seems like, to be one of those catch you type games. We have the two big wins. We just beat the Patriots with the last second field goal. And now we have to come up against the Lions, who are not a great team. Even in Madden, they're just average at best. And that's going to be, that's a catch game for us. That's something that it seems like we would probably end up slacking off on, so we do have to watch ourselves for that. Right now, we're just doing some basic scouting, looking at primarily defensive players. Our safeties have been kind of a struggle for us in the past game, and so we're trying to see if we can't catch up with anybody and try to, find maybe a possible gem in the safety area. And we started looking at some tackles as well that were higher picked to be draft picks. So that's something that we're going for. And right now we're just taking a look at some of our pending signings that we have. These are guys that are up for contract renewal. And so it's something that we need to look at. And I could be honest with you, I'm still just not ready to do that yet. I want to see more out of these young guys. I want to see them play more consistent. And so now we do have, like I said, a Thursday afternoon game. So here comes the standard scenario. Do we rest or do we prepare? And after the last win, we really need to basically get some rest in, get our guys ready to play. And so that's kind of the route we decide to go. And we get a +3 morale boost for the entire team. So that's not too shabby. And all right, the 5-5. We are now 500, 2-game win. I can't say winning streak. It's only 2 games. But we are about to kick it off here against Detroit on Thanksgiving Day. And we will start out with the ball. On our first drive of the game, we hit a big pass to Cooks for about 8 or 9 yards coming on the in route. You see his stats last week. He had 9 receptions for 148 yards. Big time mover for us. And oddly enough, maybe it's just the way I play with him, but maybe Bill O'Brien saw something there and all those crappy trades he made. Let's be honest, no, he didn't. That's just the way I've been playing with him. Anyways, now for our second down play, we hand it to Duke Johnson Jr., Mr. DJJ, and we get the first down. He has picked up our running game a little bit since his return, so that's going to be still a focus for us, hammering the ball home, keeping the defense honest, and he does pick up the first down. And so now we come back with a basic pass route, but this one will allow us to hit Cobb coming on the drag, get a good 4 or 5 yards on that play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 6 from our own 39. We are moving the ball on this first drive of the game. Now here at 2nd and 6, coming in the shotgun. And this is where we do most of our primary runs. We try to get one of the defense to spread out some. And so that's what our theory has been going. It hasn't really worked for us so far, but to be honest, no type of run game has worked for us so far. And we have a 3rd and 1, and so we are going to do a traditional fullback handoff, kind of an homage to Not the Experts channel with Fullback University. And so we are going to get that first down, but we end up doing nothing with it, I can tell you. And we do punt the ball away to Detroit. And so they will take over at the 20-yard line. Now we get a big hit in the backfield, but he just powers through our defender. Kerryon Johnson is a beast in the backfield. He's got speed, he's got power, and he makes our defensive tackle look foolish. But we did it, let him only get 2 yards, so that does give them a 2nd and 8 on the play. And now we're going to try to bring Watt up the middle. We get some pressure, but as usual, the fast pass comes off as he hits their tight end. Coming across on the drag route, TJ Hawkinson gets him 4 yards, and that sets us up with a 3rd and 4, possible first stand on defense for the game. And they do end up getting the first down on that quick little pass play. Once again, Matthew Stafford, 2 for 2, 11 yards. And now we find him a little bit later in the drive here with a 3rd and 10 from our 36-yard line. And we get some pressure coming off of them, and they get the pass off, but it's going to fall incomplete. What a great play by Roby on that one. That will force a punt, or actually a field goal. Oh, crap, now we're down by 3. That was not a good spot for us to be in. But we do take over, and we get a couple yards on that run with DJJ. And one thing I think y'all should notice is now we are starting to get positive yards running, and that is a big deal for us. Now we hit Brandon Cooks coming on a slant route once again over the middle, picking up a big first down for us here in the first quarter with just over 4 minutes to go. We have a new set of downs from our own 37-yard line. And we're going to put in some play action. And we do. We got Cooks open, and that play action, I think that was just play design. The play action, they didn't want to bite on that. But hey, I've said it once, I'll say it again. We are a take what you can get type of team right now, and so we will be taking that. Now on 1st and 10 from our own 48, Watson drops back and heaves it over, but Fuller will end up making the catch. Down to the 35-yard line we go. Big play for our offense. And that gives us a 1st and 10 from the 35, just over 2 minutes to go. Trailing by 3 in the first quarter. And we're going to keep spreading them out. And we find our tight end wide open over the middle. Fells with a big reception down to the 18. Dare I say, red zone alert. Sound the alarms, Houston. We have a red zone alert happening. But now with the 1st and 10 from the 18, we're going to hand it off to DJJ. He's going to run it up the middle for about 14, 15 yards and get us all the way down to the 5. We are in a 1st and goal to go situation. We got 15 feet to the end zone. Time to man up and power this bad boy home. And so we will start from the 5 in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 tight ends to the right. And we roll out to the right with Watson, and we see the lane, and we're just going to take it in ourselves. That'll give us a 7-3 lead here near the end of the first quarter with 1 minute to go. And Stafford will drop back, and he dumps it off to Johnson in the flat, who's going to power it for almost a first down. Yeah, they did give it to him on that one. But we will find ourselves now in the second quarter, a little bit later on in this drive for Detroit. And they get a quick, easy pass over the middle to the wide receiver on the drag route. Stafford, nearly perfect at 7 for 8 on the day. But he does only have 78 passing yards, so we are doing well with tackling them quickly. So now in their new 1st and 10. More pressure comes up the middle, and he's still able to dump the pass off to TJ Hawkinson. To the left, and that'll get him about 5 yards. And so that will bring up a 2nd and 5 for Detroit from our 32 as they are trying to put together a drive. This time we get some good push up the middle with Tyquan Lewis, who's going to get the tackle in the backfield and bring up a 3rd and 6. Lewis is playing for a new contract, and he is saying, "Pay me my money, good sir." So now 3rd and 6 from our 33. This is going to be a big play. If we can get a sack, we can push them out of field goal range. And if we avoid a first down, well, we stop the drive. So I'll take whatever we can get. This time they dump the pass off to the left in the flat. And that's going to be a first down. So we failed that job. That's kind of been the standard for our defense. We are bending, so let's keep our fingers crossed that we don't break. This time Stafford over the middle again for a big gain, down to the 14-yard line. Detroit's now in the red zone, trying to score to take this lead back, and we're going to basically just be hanging on for dear life at this point, trying to keep them out of the end zone. Stafford from the shotgun will throw it deep into the end zone corner, and we are able to get the interception. We pick it off with our safety, Watkins. What a great play that we had. And we will take over at the 20-yard line. What a stand we had there. Bend but don't break. And that is how you do it to perfection. So now in the first play of our new drive, we got 7 yards on the rush. We are doing pretty decent this afternoon with our rushing game. And we are struggling still in yards. If you notice, we have just barely more yards than Detroit, even though we have a 7-3 lead. And on that pass play, we will hit Cobb coming across on the drag. And it's one of our favorite routes as we pick up the big first down. So now here we are. We're going to take over, continuing our drive at the 34 with the brand new set of downs. 1st and 10. I got Fells coming on the drag route. I'm still trying to hit. Cook's going deep, but it's just not there, so we dump it off to Fells. Pick up the easy 4 or 5 yards. Make our life a little bit easier on 2nd down, as we have a 2nd and manageable 2nd and 6 from our own 37. And this is where we want to try to not get too one-dimensional. Need to mix in the run and the pass on different downs. Sometimes it's 1st and have the 2nd. And as we've already seen today, sometimes it's going to be 3rd. Run the draw play with Duke Johnson Jr. just up the left side middle. And pick up once again another 7 yards. Not doing too shabby today. And we are paying our second homage to fullback university as we power this one home with Gillespie. Right up the middle. We get the good 3 yards, even though we only needed 1. And now we have brand new plays to deal with. So now a little bit later in our drive, we do have ourselves at a 3rd and 12 from our own 44. Needing a big play on this one, and they're going to bring lots of pressure, but we were able to get the pass off, and Cooks could just not come down with it. Had it in his hands. Coleman knocked it out, but we are able to pin them down at the 5 on our punt, where they will be starting their drive. And we get a big rush up the middle on that one as McKinney hits the running back in the backfield for a loss of a yard, bringing up a 2nd and 11 from the 4-yard line. Seeing if we can't get our first safety of the season here on Thanksgiving Day in front of the nation. Now they hand it off to the right side, but we're able to get Watt moving across the line, and he will get the stop for no gain. So now we have him at a 3rd and 11. This is a big moment. This can be a turning point in our game. There's only just under 6 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. And they look like they're going to be running with. That's probably the safest play with as much pressure as we've been getting. And they hand it to Johnson, who makes a cut right, but we will hammer him hard in the middle of the field, and we knock him down, stopping him short of the 1st down, forcing the punt, and we take over at our own 43-yard line. Now Watson from the shotgun hands it off. I tossed it to Fuller going across the middle. That might as well be our handoff. And Watson's having a good day, 10 for 12 for 92 yards on the afternoon. So now with the 1st and 10 from the 43 of Detroit. We hand it off to Johnson Jr., who's going to make a quick little cut and only get a couple yards on that play. That'll give us a 2nd and 7. Just over 4 minutes remaining in this first half. And so now from the shotgun again. 4 wide, 3 wide with 1 tight end split in the slot. And we're going to hit Cobb coming across on the in route for a big 1st down all the way down to the 29-yard line. What a throw by Watson. 11 for 13 on the afternoon for 103 yards. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? No interceptions so far. I have to put that caveat on it because we have thrown plenty of them all season. And so now with our new 1st and 10, we're going to hit Fuller coming across on the big post pattern, and he will score a touchdown with a great run after the catch. That will extend our lead to 14-3 with just About 3 minutes remaining here in the second quarter, making this a 2-score ball game. And with the Lions' first play on their drive, they're going to dump it off to the receiver. He's going to make a quick and easy catch and get a little run for 5 yards. That's going to be Galladay. We have held him to only 2 receptions on the day, but he does have 33 yards. So we're not getting the best of handle on him whenever he does put his hands on the ball. So now with the 1st and 10, Stafford will take the snap in a shotgun. He will throw it on the in route, and he will hammer Jones Jr. to the ground with a big hit stick on that one, and only for a gain of 6. But Nardrick McKinney needing to get his 80th tackle of the season in this game, and preferably on this drive. And so that way we can get our little drive boost on the defensive side. And so that will, right after the 2-minute warning, bring up a 2nd and 4 for Detroit. Stafford in the shotgun. And he's going to take the snap, and they're going to run the screen pass, but we have that one read. J.J. Watt with the big stop in the backfield for a 5-yard loss, bringing up a 3rd and 9. And Watt's fired up, and he's chasing down Stafford, and he gets him for the sack, the second big play in a row for Watt on this single drive. 15 sacks on the season for him, and that will take us into halftime. We have played nearly a picture-perfect ball game. And right now we are leading in every category, 138 and 58. They're 121 and 26 rushing yards with our 1 turnover. And some games that are going to be happening this Sunday. We have Tennessee at Indianapolis in a big division game that has a lot of meaning for us, especially with how Indianapolis played, knowing we still got to play both of those teams again. And then Sunday afternoon, there's the Chiefs at the Buccaneers, Mahomes versus Brady, and that'll be followed up on Sunday night by NFC North rivalry for the ages with the Bears versus the Packers. And so that'll do it for us at halftime. And so now we find ourselves here in the start of the 3rd quarter, Detroit with the ball. We're going to jump that route. We're going to pick it off. We're going to go home with it. Conley diving, flipping into the end zone on the pick 6, getting the turnover and the touchdown, something we have not done all season, but it is happening today. The 2nd interception thrown by Stafford brings us to a 21-3 lead in this ball game. And Stafford on the ensuing drive, still not afraid to throw the ball, hits his receiver on the slant, and he will pick up a big yard on that, big yard gain on that one. That'll take Detroit to the 45-yard line. Now Stafford again will be in the shotgun, 4 out wide, 2 on each side. And he snaps the ball, and he gets the throw off just barely. And this time he hits his receiver, Allison, once again. 2 big plays on that one. Actually, that was Jones Jr., excuse me. And he now has 4 catches for 45 yards. Hargraves has 4 tackles on the game, and Conley tackled with the interception as well. This time we get some more pressure, and Stafford once again, as tends to be the case, delivering the pass at the right moment. And now we eventually find ourselves, Detroit, with the 1st and goal, and we miss the sack, but Stafford got so panicked he actually threw a bad pass. Did not see that one coming. So now they have a 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Needing to keep them out. We have a 21-3 lead, a 3-score lead right now. And they're going to hand it off to Johnson up the gut, and he's going to take it on in for the touchdown, as that will make our game 21-10. We are trying to give this lead up. We've given up a couple big leads before. We're needing to play smart to continue this game. And now we hit Cobb on the slant route, wide open for the big play. Deshaun Watson is now 15-17. Cobb has 6 receptions for 45 yards, playing well on both sides of the ball. And now Watson, with a brand new set of downs, will take the ball in the pistol. And he hands it off to Johnson Jr., who's going to go up the middle for about 4 yards, give or take. With 4 yards up the middle, our rushing game continuing to work for us pretty decently today. Nothing shocking, nothing too stunning, just consistent, which is more than what we've had all season. So now Watson 3 to the left from the shotgun. He'll take the snap. And we hit Oh, man, we almost had Johnson Jr., DJJ on that wheel route. He's just not quite able to come down with it. And now in this same set, we find ourselves with a 3rd and 6. And we're going to roll to the right. We have the lane, and we will slide down to make sure we don't fumble, as that has been an issue for us. And we will get a big 1st down conversion. Now it's 2nd and 14. A little bit later in the drive from the Detroit 21-yard line, just outside the red zone. Watson alone in the backfield will take the snap and will hand it off to Kiki QT on the pass play. And he will get a good about 10 yards on that play, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4 from the 11, needing to get a big conversion here. Once again, we're going to go 4 wide. Watson with DJJ with him in the backfield, and we'll take the snap. And we have Cooks coming across on the drag route, and he will drop that pass. It hits him in the hands, but then the defenders collapse on top of him, and he will drop it, and that will force us to kick a field goal. So we still maintain a 2-score lead at 24-10. But on the first play of the ensuing drive, Stafford hits Galladay on the slant pattern for a big gain, getting from the 25 to the 43 in a single play, giving them a brand new set of downs. And so now we are at a 1st and 10, almost halfway through the 3rd quarter, a little bit more, about 20 minutes of football left in this game. Needing to hold on, needing to prevent any big plays and big scores. And Stafford will find a wide open receiver on the right side. They're starting to pick apart our zone, but that's just one of those things that happens. But now a little bit later, we have a 3rd and 21. Stafford drops back, and he's going to release it, and they do end up catching it. Galladay on the left side to the 39, but not quite far enough for the 1st down, and it's starting to get chippy. And now we have ourselves a little bit later here in the game in the 4th quarter. Detroit was able to put in 2 field goals. They are gaining momentum. The score is 24-16, just over 13 minutes to go. And our first play is a rush for 1 yard, so not what we needed, but it is the run we deserved. And on the very next play, we have 2 receivers out to the left. Watson in the shotgun will take the snap, and we hit Thomas coming across the middle, and he will truck their cornerback, but he does get brought down by their linebacker, and that'll give us a 3rd and 5. I just enjoy seeing someone get smashed in the mouth at that play. And they're going to bring lots of pressure, and we hit Fuller, who holds on to the football to give us a big 1st down. On that 3rd and 5, we needed him. He came through. He has 4 receptions for 66 yards on the day. We only have an 8-point lead, so we are needing to get points on every drive that we do now. So now with the 1st and 10 from the 35, Watson in the gun. He rolls out to the right, and we drop the ball off, and it's almost intercepted. Oh my goodness. I don't know how that one did not get picked. Thank God it didn't, because that could have been a game killer. Even though we're still ahead by 8, I think everybody knows how all Madden goes. Once the computer gets the momentum, it's dang near impossible to bring it back. So now we're going to go 4 wide at 2nd and 10 in our rejuvenated life after that play, and we're going to run it right up the gut. DJJ gets us 9 yards on that run, bringing up a 3rd and 2. 3rd, very manageable. And so that is going to be from our 43. They look like they're going to start bringing the pressure, so we're changing up some of these passing patterns. We got QT coming across on the slant. And we're not going to be able to throw it to him when we roll to the right and we run out of space, but we do hit QT, and he actually comes down inbounds with the ball on a tremendous catch for us with 10 minutes to go in the 1st quarter, giving us another set of downs here at 1st and 10. This time we hand it off going up the middle once again, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 after a 4-yard gain. Johnson, what are you doing with the defense? Get away from that hurdle and get back out to the offense, for God's sake. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How's he getting the offensive play call if he's on the sideline? Anyways, we hand it off to him, and it looks like that sideline visit may have had a small little impact as he only gets about 3 yards on that play. And you'll see our starting center is injured once again and out for this game. So that is something we have to take into account. And so now 3rd and 5 from Detroit's 36-yard line. Where we're going to roll out to our left with Watson, and this time we're going to take it up the middle and just barely get enough yards as with that little shift to the left gave us what we needed to pick up the first down. And we have new life, ladies and gentlemen. 1st and 10 now from Detroit's 30-yard line, just under 9 minutes to go. And with a quick little cutback, DJJ will pick up about 5 yards on that rush play. And that will give us a 2nd and 4 in this ball game, taking the clock down, putting points on the board. That'll be best for us as we can try to prevent them from doing anything with the ball if they get it back. And so we're going to start calling a couple little audibles, shifting some guys around, getting the ball handed off since our rush game was working. However, we get stuffed on that one after a gain for only a yard, but we still have ourselves in a 3rd manageable. And so right now, 3rd and 3 from Detroit's 23. We're going to take the snap and we throw it to Cooks, and it's going to be incomplete, leaving us with a 4th and 3. Now, I got to agree. I don't think a field goal is really what's needed. It's only 3 yards. We've been fairly successful all day. I think if I run with Watson, it's going to be my best bet. We can pick up this first down, no problem. And we're going to take the snap, roll it to the right, and that's exactly what happens. They leave the middle of the field open, and we take it with Watson for a big rush all the way down to the 17 into the red zone alert. Once again, 1st and 10, just under 7 minutes to go now, as we are driving the ball on him hard. And we throw one up to Brandon Cooks, trying to give him a chance to leap forward in the end zone, put this game away. He's unable to come down with it, and thankfully, nobody came down with it. So now on 2nd and 10, DJJ gets a pretty big hole on the left side and picks up a decent gain of 5. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 5 from the 12. Once again, we're needing people to step up. That is kind of the motto of this game. Who is going to step up and make that play? So far, it's been our receivers. Cooks and Fuller have come through big for us. And this time, we hit our tight end. He's going to catch it, and he's going to go down at the 1. Mr. Akins himself on a big receiving play, his first reception for the game, and that is probably one of the most important receptions from the entire game, giving us a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. So on the first down play, DJJ will get it right up the gut and will score, making it 31-16, and that is how this game will finish. We finished strong. We kept them out, kept them scoreless in the 4th quarter. And that's about as perfect as a performance as you can get on Thanksgiving Day in front of the nation while everybody gobbles down their lovely turkey dinner. 3 takeaways on that game. Most we've had all season against a single team. Now, we've turned the ball way over more ourselves, but that's the most we've ever taken away from any game. And so now Bill O'Brien has earned himself an upgrade. And so knowing what we're going to be doing this off season with him, I haven't decided if we're going to fire him or not. This is going to require a pretty decent performance. But I know we're going to need a defensive lineman, and I know we're going to need defensive backs. So I go ahead and I up his level for free agency influence. And that is probably going to be one of the most important things that we could do for that. And so once we get through his, we got lots of updates to do for a lot of players. First one, Mr. DJJ himself, an 81 overall, and he's now an 82 as we upgraded his vision, carrying juke, and his spin move. And just like that says, if you have not subscribed already to the channel, please remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you liked our video, hit that thumbs up as well. That would really help us out, and we do really appreciate it here at Champ & Sons. And so our next upgrade is going to be for right guard, Mr. Zach Fulton. Giving him agile or pass protector, that's kind of a tough decision, but he's a 74 overall, and I don't think the leap from 74 to 75 is going to do too much. So we upgrade his agile, and look at that. He gets boosted up to a 76 overall. Next is Mr. Left End Charles O'Menahue, Mr. Longhorn himself, as we will upgrade his power rusher, making him a 74. And we are starting to see some development coming through on our young guys, which is exactly what we needed. Next up, Brennan Scarlett. He's played really well. He's stepped in big times and has made a lot of big plays for us. So we could not ask for anything better from him. Nick Martin, he gets injured a lot. So they don't have a thing that says prevent you from being injured. But, hey, we'll go ahead and upgrade his agility. And you see he gets run block finesse and run block upgraded, which is a pretty big deal for us because we do try to run up the middle quite a bit. And so we are going to go ahead and advance to the next week where we get ready for our home game against division rival Indianapolis. And we are now 6-5 on the season with a winning record. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure we are going to be competing for the number one spot in the AFC South. We've gone from worst to first in the matter of a Thanksgiving day. Could not be set up any better to try to make this playoff push, although we do still have these 2 games against Indianapolis and 1 more against Tennessee. So that will do it for us today. I do want to thank y'all for joining us. Like I said before, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. Remember to subscribe for all Champ & Sons content. And as always, everybody, stay safe and, well, you know the words. Later, y'all.